I love One Piece because the protagonist is a goofy guy that's been eaten by a huge, whiskered, azure blue serpentine-like creature that was previously thought to be the sun god, and Luffy even put this creature in a rubber world. Although what I just described to you isn't about chapter 1045, this was actually about Skypiea. This isn't the first time Luffy was eaten. The events of Skypiea actually foreshadow how Luffy's gonna win his fight versus Kaido.
Hey, nigga better turn me. Nigga better turn me. Yeah, nigga better turn me. Yeah.
Hey all, Golden Boy here, and after seeing Luffy and Kaido's stomach in this chapter, and just seeing him goof off, it really reminded me of the pre-time skip shenanigans. We all know that Wano's been alluding to Skypiea with the arc, but this chapter was blatant. Luffy was eaten by a blue dragon-looking creature before, and that creature was Nola from Skypiea. In case you don't remember, I pieced together the history of Nola for a quick theory on how Wano will end, because I think the history of Nola is foreshadowing Kaido. So to begin, Nola was happy with Kalgara and Noland on Jaya, until one day the Knockup Stream launched the island into the sky, and the Sky People drove Nola's loved ones out of their homes, keeping them separated. Kaido has alluded to humans and their prejudice against his people, the Oni. I think that his people were feared because they're different and they were either killed or driven out of their homeland. Maybe their homeland was here in Wano. We know Kaido says that he's here in Wano for a purpose, and we have seen humans drive out different species away. Fishmen. Later in Skypiea, Nola found Luffy and swallowed him whole, and then Luffy started to attack his insides. Pause. Then Enel attacked Nola with a lightning bolt and he sent him down to the town he grew up in. Remembering his past life, Nola began to cry because there were none of his loved ones that remained. That's exactly what we see going on in Onigashima now. Kaido mentioned how long it took him to build up that castle on Onigashima, and he became a crying drunk. He was enraged, he was striking out, it was chaos, just like what Nola did. He is now, in 1045, eaten Luffy, and Luffy has to attack his insides, pause, to get out. Back in Skypiea, Enel then hit Nola with a second lightning bolt, and this one knocked him out. And while he was out, Nola remembered his childhood, or I guess that's what you would call it if he's a snake, right? His young snake days. And he had a dream of Kalgara inviting him to ring the bell to bring Noland back. That's all he really wanted. He wanted to be happy with the bell, Kalgara, and Noland. But when he awoke and he heard no bell, he was upset and he crashed his head into the beanstalk and fell unconscious again. So here's what's happening here. Luffy in 1045 just struck Kaido with punches, and it looks like he even got hit by the lightning too. There was a lot of lightning in this chapter. Luffy turned gigantic and he was in the lightning. When he exhaled, it looked like his breath caused some lightning clouds to form. I'm not sure if that's actually what happened, but fuck it, God of Lightning, that'd be cool. But we see the chapter ends with Luffy knocking out Kaido, and Kaido's eyes are white. Based on the history of Nola's events, I think Kaido is momentarily knocked out right now, and we're gonna see a quick flashback to his childhood. Specifically how his race was treated, the good and then the bad. Maybe we also see how Kaido met Roxy Zebek as well, and then as Nola got up for a second time, I think this represents Kaido giving up and having a true awakening. Kaido's gonna go full beast mode on Luffy, just for Luffy to defeat him once and for all. Back to Jaya. After Nola fell a second time, he woke up and he heard the sound of Luffy punching Enel into that giant golden bell, ringing it, and at last he, quote unquote, cried out with joy. I think that this is going to be a big part of the story here. This is going to be the part of the story where Kaido comes to and he's going to see Luffy offering him a helping hand. He doesn't hear the sound of a bell, because there's not really a bell here in Onigashima, but maybe he'll hear the sound of Luffy's drum of liberation, his heart beats. When Kaido said, "It seems you couldn't be Joy Boy either," it's solidified in my head that by the end, he's going to acknowledge that Luffy is indeed Joy Boy. So I don't care if you think it sounds corny, Luffy's gonna turn Kaido into a believer. He has to. That's just the way it's looking. Kaido's smiling. He respects Luffy. He felt horrible when he thought that he killed him. He took his rage out on all of Onigashima. He goes, Straw Hat, I'm so happy that you're still alive so we can fight again. Kaido's smiling. In this chapter, he even said, he's coated with armament and conqueror's haki, and he can influence everything around him with his ability. He fights with such freedom, so versatile. I've never seen anything like it. Kaido's fangirling over Luffy right now, just like how we are, which is kind of cool. But by the end of Wano, I think we're going to be seeing a quick Kaido flashback, Kaido's true awakening, and that's where we're going to have like the true climax of their fight, and then ultimately Kaido's final defeat where Luffy comes triumphant. He's going to wake up and he's going to believe in Luffy. Luffy's going to turn Kaido into a believer, just like he's done with so many villains before. I don't care if Kaido's a villain, Luffy just does this. Have you ever heard of Buggy? When we first meet Vivi, she was a villain, and then Luffy brought her onto the ship. Bon Clay worked for Baroque Works, and then he nearly got himself killed for Luffy. Smoker was trying to chase Luffy down, and he turned a blind eye because he believes Luffy's doing the right thing. Crocodile came back during the Impel Down arc, and he was fighting side by side with Luffy. Robin, she left, the Baroque Works Dark Shadows, and she became part of his Nakama. Remember Don Chinzhao? That was actually kind of a big deal for a character you probably don't remember. But Don Chinzhao and the entire Coliseum of Dressrosa, they kind of became part of his grand fleet. And of course, Katakuri. They grew to have such a respect for each other that Katakuri even injured himself to make it a fair fight, despite there being no fair fights in pirate battles. By the end of his fights, Luffy always turns the world into believers, because he's the sun god. But if you want to know what Luffy's mythical zone means for Blackbeard's mythical zone, check out this video on the screen. Stay golden.